Hello everyone, it's George and welcome to the Age of Empires mobile, newest game in Kingdom Builders genre. My name is George. I have been making Call of Dragons content for more than a year and I'm really excited to show my knowledge in terms of free-to-play player because I have played more than 500 days as a free-to-play player in Call of Dragons and that's what I'm going to do in Age of Empires mobile, right? I'm going to try to play as a free-to-play player and explain and share all the ideas and experiences which I'm going to have in this game. Basically, what you can see here, it means I have played this game since the launch. I have already 2.6 million power and I'm slowly getting more and more, right? And first of all, our main topic in this video will be, of course, civilizations because that's the first a choice every single new player have to make in the Age of Empires mobile. One by one, we are going to discuss which civilizations are more free-to-play friendly and which ones are more pay-to-win friendly, right? And the first one is, of course, let's start with Koreans, right? I love the themes, I love the sounds, and I love the music which every civilization is bringing to the game. So, Koreans, right? The main bonuses in terms of Koreans are cavalry defense, 5%, which is telling us that Koreans are mainly playing and fighting with cavalry troops. And I don't know, maybe defense is quite good for cavalry, but I always prefer to have more attack as a cavalry player, right? And 5%, quite high number. Let's see what else. Looting limit. Well, in Age of Empires Mobile, whenever you are killing farmers on the map, you are taking their farm with you, which means you are looting them, which is quite fun experience while you have played the other games, which nothing like this happens, right? Resource storage protection rate, the resources which you have inside your town will be stored like 10% more, right? So basically what we have here, in terms of combat, we have a 5% more cavalry defense, which is gonna tell us that Koreans are maining cavalry, kind of, and I'm not really sure how important it will be looting limit and resource storage protection rate. That's why I'm not really rating Koreans highly. Maybe you like the theme, maybe you like the music, and that's why you are going to choose the Koreans. Plus, maybe you love to play with cavalry and you enjoy having 5% more defense with the Koreans, right? Next one will be Japanese civilization. Yet again, I have to mention that amazing themes and amazing like songs for every single civilization, right? Swordsman defense by plus 5%. I have to mention that swordsmen are one of the most used free-to-play friendly troop type in the game, especially during the beginning, because you have quite a lot of swordsman heroes in the game, right? And it will be pretty easy for every single beginner to start with swordsmen because you will generally have a lot of swordsman heroes, right? And it will be easy to just build at least one march, which will be quite good. Attack bonus against player citadels, 5% more. Well, if you are going to invest, I guess, at the start of the game and you are going to play against real players and not try to build up your power, if you are pay to win player, I guess you are going to have fun with Japanese civilization. Plus, swordsmen are quite good for even pay-to-win players and free-to-play players also, right? Attack against tribes in the world. Tribes are the units on the map which you can kill anytime whenever you have enough stamina, and they are giving you some resources. And what's most important, they are giving you experience for your heroes, right? And you are getting attack 10% bonus. So basically, if you want to have fast start, if you want to play with swordsmen and you are kind of going to invest even a little bit and you are going to fight against real players, I guess Japanese civilization might be choice for you, right? And yeah, yet again, we are moving forward. Egyptians, yet again, amazing like animations and songs. Pikemen defense 5%, troop load 5%, gathering troop unit loss prevention 5%. So let's start from the beginning, right? Right, Pikemen is very strong troop type in Age of Empires Mobile, centered around counterattack damage. They themselves has quite high attack, but what's most important, they are dealing huge counterattack damage. That's why if you will choose to play as a pikeman, You will love to have defense 5%, right? Counterattack damage means like whenever enemies attacking your march, they are receiving the damage just because they are attacking you. So already quite good synergy between counterattack and defense, which will give us a quite good synergy with Egyptians and pikemen gameplay. That's why I think a lot of players are going to choose Egyptians, even free-to-play players, right? Troop load 5% more. In Age of Empires Mobile, gathering is really, really important. You are getting amazing amount of resources by just simply gathering, and I think troop load might be helpful for free-to-play players, right? And gathering troop unit loss prevention. Whenever somebody will try to loot your farmer, you will prevent 5% less resources loss, right? I'm not really sure how important this third one is, but I'm pretty sure that first one, pikeman defense, should be the important thing about Egyptians. And I'm pretty sure a lot of free-to-play players and a lot of pay-to-win players are going to enjoy playing with Egyptians. Plus, everybody loves all the songs of Egyptians, right? The next one is British civilization, and here we have Archer's defense, right? Finally, in a Call of Dragons, I'm an Archer player, and I'm going to be Archer player in Age of Empires Mobile. We have Archer defense. I'm not really sure how important it is really to have defensive stats on Archers because I really, really prefer to have attacking stats, but survivability is always great. We need to mention that Archers does not throw arrows from the range in Age of Empires Mobile. You kind of still have to go melee and fight like that, so it will give us more survivability, more chance to deal additional damage to our enemies, right? Player Citadel's defense bonus 10% and production of meals 5%. Well, I think from these bonuses, most important is of course Archer's defense. Attack like defense on players' citadels, which means you will be more resilient by attacking stronger enemies and production of meals. Well, I'm not really sure how important it is like in city productions in Kingdom Builder games. Maybe in the future, whenever you are already in a late game, it's important, but not for the early game, right? So if you love to play with archers, you of course are going to think about choosing British, right? Because of the 5% archers defense, which is quite high number, right? The next one is of course Romans, because in every single historian Kingdom Builder games we have Romans. Romans are really, really interesting because I think this is one of the best pay-to-win players friendly civilization, and even for a free-to-play friendly, right? Pikeman's defense 5%. I have already mentioned how important it is to have high defense on your pikeman because your main damage dealing thing is to deal counter-attack damage, and in order for you to deal high amount of counter-attack damage, you need to be tanky. Tankiness gives us defense, right? 5% is amazing. Healing speed. Finally, we have some important combat bonus. Healing speed is really important, guys. In Age of Empires Mobile, in order for you to heal your troops, you have to spend your resources and quite a lot of time. Giving us a 5% healing speed on every stages of the game is really, really important, and I think a lot of players are going to love Romance, right? Villagers boost by buildings production. Well, in this game we have villagers. If you don't assign villagers to your production buildings, they won't gonna do anything. So boost to buildings by the villagers early game is really important. I think Romans are really, really good. Even if you are free-to-play player, even if you are pay-to-win player, I think you are really, really enjoy Romans. I think Romans are like top 3 best civilization in my opinion, right? And yeah, as always, I will say it again, if you want to play with pikemen, you have already great choice, which is Romans and Egyptians, but if you ask me, Romans are better. The next one is Byzantines, which is really interesting. Here we are having a swordsman defense, which we already seen once, 5%. I'm not going to speak about how important defense it is for swordsmen, because swordsmen are mainly like defensive style of troop type in the Age of Empires Mobile, right? All unit types siege damage 5%. This can be really important, especially for pay to win players, because those are the ones who are going to siege mainly, because in every single alliance, pay-to-win players are the ones who are doing the most important rallies. Pay-to-win players are the ones who are doing the most important things, especially during the launch and especially first couple of months, right? We need time for free-to-play players to catch up. That's why we are kind of dependent on the pay-to-win players. Stone gathering speed in the world, 5% more. I guess stone is the number one expense for Byzantines, and well, from the troop type bonuses, Byzantines are swordsmen civilization. If you will love to play with swordsmen, you have already a couple of choices, right? We had the Japanese civilization and we have the Byzantine civilization. So I still think that Byzantines are better if we're gonna compare to Japanese, but well, my job is to give you all the information which is important, and you can just choose which you prefer for yourself, right? So swordsman more civilization, once again, siege damage and stone gathering speed. That's what makes Byzantines unique in this game. The next one is French civilization. Again, amazing. I can see Alps here, amazing castle. So let's read, right? Cavalry's defense 5%, and as you can see from every single civilization, there is only defensive stats to your troops, right? Not a single offensive one, only defensive. Resource exchange rate 5%. Here in Age of Empires Mobile, you can actually exchange your resources, right? Maybe you have a lot of gold and you don't have a lot of food. You can exchange gold to food, right? So this exchange mechanic in Age of Empires Mobile is really useful. So you might have a lot of benefits having French Empire, because 5% less whenever you are exchanging millions of resources is quite good, right? Gathering troops defense, well, 10%. It will help you to freely and securely gather resources on the map. It will give you 10% more defense to your gatherers, which I'm not really sure how important it is. Exchange rate is quite good, right? There will be a lot of times whenever you have only one resource not enough and everything you have tons, so it will be easy for you to exchange those resources which you have a lot, and continue progressing through the game. So in terms of combat, we can see French are cavalry main civilization. So cavalry players, enjoy. We have quite a good civilizations for your gameplay, right? The next one and the last one is Chinese civilization. Here we have archers defense 5%. Yet again, as you guys know, we don't have any offensive buffs to the civilization buffs, only defensive ones. So if you are archer player, you already love seeing archers defense on Chinese civilization, right? Villagers capacity plus 8 and walls durability plus 10%. I want to take your attention in terms of villagers capacity. It means that we're gonna recruit 8 more villagers, and what those villagers are doing for us, right? It will, you need at least one villager in order to build the construction. You need at least one villager in order for your production buildings to produce the resources. So having more villagers is kind of big boost, especially for early game, right? That's the main reason why I chose Chinese civilization as a free-to-play player. Plus, I love to play with archers from Cavalry Dragons. So my main idea is that Chinese is number one choice in terms of free-to-play, right? In terms of pay-to-win, of course, you can have an argument that Chinese can be even good with pay-to-win. But for myself, as an archer player, in terms of other archers, I would say Chinese are the best archer civilization in the game. I love the villagers capacity. It's not only having more villagers. You are putting your villagers in almost every single action in the game, and I think that in terms of archers maining, if you are going to main archers in this game, you have kind of only two choices, right? You have British and you have Chinese. In my opinion, Chinese is better than British. That's why I choose playing with the British civilization. In terms of what do I think, what's top 3 best civilizations in Age of Empires mobile, especially early game, early launch, I would say Romans are perfect, especially if you love fighting and you are going to fight a lot. Romans are top 1 or top 2, right? especially if you are pikeman player and you would love to play with pikemans. I like the Chinese. I would go for Chinese on the top 2, and in terms of top 3, well, here we have Egyptians, which should be fine. Simply because I still think that pikeman is one of the strongest troop type in the game. So that's the reason why I put two pikemans together. But of course, we can easily put like swordsman civilization, which is always kind of nice, right? Especially beginning of the game. You can put Japanese freely there. But I think Romans are number 1 in terms of all around buffs which you are getting from the civilization buffs, right? So whenever you are starting the game, you have a first choice to choose your civilization. That's where you are starting your journey in Age of Empires Mobile, right? This video is for you, whoever has struggles to start correctly, who doesn't want to make a mistake in Age of Empires Mobile, especially during the beginning, right? I tried my best to explain every single civilization in Age of Empires Mobile. I really hope this video will be helpful for you guys, and if it is, press like, subscribe, share. It will give me more and more motivation to continue making more videos about this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.